It's officially my birthday vlog.
Finally, like, I'm capable to just bring my story.
I think this vlog gonna be for you like a documentary movie of Simona. It's officially my birthday vlog, and I'm starting my vlog from my favorite place in the world where I think I got my personality, and that's obviously London. Right now we are going for a dinner and we're gonna experience together one of my favorite restaurants. I think this vlog gonna be more about who I am, so if you are here to hear my story out, that's gonna be the one, and it's gonna be posted on Sunday, which is my originally birthday, and I feel like it's gonna have some deeper meaning with this. So if you're here to get to know me more, stay with me and let's go through my life together. And let's go to start this with a glass of champagne, because the thing that I love, you need to know. Let's go. Good morning, guys. Yesterday we took you together to Bar du Pré. It's a very famous French chef. Originally it's from Paris. My best friend, she took me in Paris. I think she took me to that restaurant in Paris like 5 or 6 years ago, even probably more. I'm lying, like maybe 8, and I really loved it. And then when they opened in London, I don't know, if I like the place, I just go all the time. I don't like to switch places. So yesterday they moved out to a new location and we went to the new location. We loved it. We can see that still, because the location is bigger, staff is a little bit struggling, but I think they're gonna get on track very soon, because it's still for them a change. But the food was lovely, the atmosphere, and then we walked to the restaurant and we walked home back, so I feel just so refreshed, because you know, the walking after food, I think, is the best thing that you can do. We're starting our morning with grabbing a coffee at my favorite place. Let me show you. I used to be a very active matcha girl 2 years ago, when I was like almost bullying people about don't drink your coffee, and then I switched back to my coffee. You know, sometimes I look at some other people I know and their character is so, like, you know, nice and steady, one line, and I think about it, if I would be this way, would I enjoy it? And I was like, fuck no, because I like to be, you know, everywhere, interested in everything, having multiple different friends. They can be completely from a different dimensions, and I think that's a really something interesting about me. I think that's why my job suits me, because when I moved to London, it was 2013, I believe. 2013, 2014, that summer, July 4th, I remember, 4th of July. I am in UK more than 13 years already, and for the first 7 years I lived all in UK, all in London, same place. Then I started to move in and out between my hometown Lithuania because of the COVID and all the situation that in the world happened. And I just keep finding my way back to UK, and I feel that my personality born that day when I left Lithuania. And I was very, very shy. I would never ever speak to the camera like that. I was not even very fluent in English. Even saying a very basic sentences was not easy for me. And I do remember how I started in UK. I started to work probably the second week when I was here already. The original plan was, when I studied my public relations public relations and politics in Lithuania, move out to UK with my ex, then maybe get a coffee shop job, learn English, start to do something, and then basically see how it goes. But while I was a student in Lithuania, I was doing part-time jobs. So I was working as a waiter already, I was working as a night cleaner, I was cleaning Maxima, if you know what is Maxima. And when I made some money out of that, paid for my studies, my friend said, like, you're always so good in beauty. Can you do our lashes or brows or something? And I was always doing that with makeup and stuff, helping them to put makeup, to put dresses, to select dresses, to find the right cream, perfume, foundation shade. That was my jam. I just loved doing that, and I loved that the girls used to ask me to do that. So then I went to training to learn how to do semi-permanent brows. At the time was very trendy to do microblading eyebrow strokes and the lashes. I learned that. I started to do that on my friends. Then I started to charge them only for the supplies I used. Then they brought me them friends and I started to make money out of it. And when I moved to UK that summer, I said to my boyfriend at the time that, you know, I know how to do these girly stuff. And he said, before I find you a job, maybe let's put an advert on Gumtree. At the time was Gumtree. And we put the first ad that I do lashes and microblading. And I had a job, I had a client 2 weeks after. I made the space at my home, then we rented a bigger house. I started to work from home, and honestly I started to make money from home. Then we made it like a little salon, and my business expanded so quickly. He kind of quit his job, I think, in a half a year, and he just started to pick up the calls from my clients and help me to navigate with the bookings. And this is how it started. This is how I started to work in UK. I have been working like that for, I think, about 2 years until I made some money, some savings, and then the idea of opening the first place in UK. But I want to get back to that first client where I think touched me hard. The first client that I had, it was my neighbor, Stacy, and she is like a real English woman. She has that, you know, the way of speaking, how she speaks. She had a beautiful red hair, and she were very loud. She were like, if she comes, you can hear her from the streets. Hi, hon, how are you doing? Oh my God! You know, like she's like always like very welcoming. And I remember when she came to me first time, I was like, I knew very few words and I don't knew how to put them together. We have English in schools, by the way, in Lithuania, but we don't use the language. And that's the problem. And I remember I just said her, come in, lie down, and then in the end, cash or card. That's it. That was all the conversation. And she said to me, okay, hon, I think we're gonna have stuff to do together. We're gonna learn English with you. And she said to me, we're gonna touch every time a different topic and you're gonna learn so much. And she was correcting me all the time. I remember the times when I want to say something and in the middle of the idea what I'm saying, I have no words and I can't explain. And I think that's the most difficult thing because you feel so vulnerable and you feel stupid at the same time. And she was like, explain me like a kid, you know, and then we find a way. So, oh, that gets me emotional. And I remember my first client being an English woman, a very, you know, local English woman who helped me so much. So that's why I'm a sucker for UK and I just love UK. I will be always grateful for UK because this place made me who I am right now. They gave me an opportunity to be stupid but to learn at the same time. And I feel that it's beautiful how this country, let's say in my case, helped me to evolve to a person that I am right now. So with this, we're gonna stop the story for a while because I feel like I need a little coffee break, and then we continue. I think this vlog gonna be for you like a documentary movie of Simona. But I don't know how much do you care, but maybe one day when I will have a massive PR team and they will not allow me to spread too much personal info about me, it's gonna be that secret video that you always know about me.
Okay guys, as it promised, a story must continue, and we're gonna do that in a very different, plots of timing and places where I am. So to create a full vibe, since I'm already at my home apartment in Lithuania, I'm gonna light myself a candle. I don't know, it just relaxes me when the candle is on. And this is the candle that we got together with you at Milan. Do you remember? Fornecity store. I don't know, is it just me? But I think the first time when I tried Fornecity candles, it wasn't exactly this one, it was a bit different candle. I have to basically use the candle only for a few hours and just completely blow it away, because otherwise it gets overpowering, the smell. It used to be so strong. Now I wouldn't say that this is extremely strong. I don't know, is it like a different smell or what? But I feel like maybe this candle is a little bit different, but I still like it. I like the design of Fornecity. So since I said that the story must continue, I light myself a candle. I made myself a second cup of coffee of a day. I just have my makeup playground around me. I'm not gonna show you this mess, but this is gonna be a girl-to-girl conversation, because if you follow me, you probably want to know where this all comes from, all this traumatic experiences, body dysmorphia, you name it, everything, like I'm just like putting it as a joke, but I think those traumatic experiences but right now, like newer generation loves to speak about, it just comes with every single generation, but I think all of us are very different. How did we cope with that? So I find for me that some things, they needed to be desperately sorted, and I did the EFT therapy with my therapist Lina that I have mentioned before, but there is few things that I don't want to change, and I think that I don't want to even call it a trauma, I want to call it the experience. So let's get back to my story. I have the skincare on, like everything. I tried a new skincare today. I'm not gonna get into that, but right now I just gonna use a little bit of the spray and continue with my makeup. Tonight I have my friend coming up, so I just want to maybe look a little bit more presentable as I look right now, but overall my skin looks quite great as I feel for me. So the story continues where we stopped in London about my first client Stacy, how she was teaching me how I love UK, how I feel a lot of love for UK, and at the same time I feel such a big gratitude that the country just let me in so easily and let me learn, let me just become a more confident version of myself. I mentioned many times to my friends that I think UK just unlocked the personalities that I always had, like it unlocked the abilities that I never knew that I had when I were living in Lithuania, and I think it's a very great opportunity for you if you have one to study abroad, to work abroad, to live abroad for a while, just to get to know different people and kind of escape from your bubble. So this is what happened to me. So Stacy was that first person who was exactly English lady, and she was like so kind to me, and she was like taking her time when she can come to procedure, completely lay down, relax, have a nap. She had 2 kids and they were like super energetic, and she was like always like tired. I can tell that she's tired, but she was like giving so much love to me. I think I still have her on Facebook. I need to reach out to her because these memories comes back right now, and it just feels so interesting that I feel it like it happened yesterday. So I have been working from my home office probably about 2 years. As I mentioned before, my ex-partner, he just quit his job and he started to help me out a lot. He was doing some side businesses as well at home with some online sales, but he was helping mainly me with client booking system. He helped me first of all to get into Treatwell, then we moved to another platform. He was picking the phone and I was like working non-stop. When I say working non-stop, guys, I am not even lying. I was working 7 days a week because it was like a home office where I did my treatment room. I was like, I get downstairs, we had a 2-floor house, and I start to work, and then I finish work, I go upstairs. It was just like that. And I don't know, would I want to recommend this behavior to anyone, because then you just completely lose that work and life balance because you start constantly working. And this is what happened to me. I was working my ass off a lot until our finances allow us to even think about opening something. The story started because I came to UK and I was always like, no matter how much money I had, I was always like a girl that take care of my nails, hair, massage, you name it. Laser depilation at the time, and I was always looking for where to get those treatments done, and it was so difficult, and I was working with beauty myself. And then we spoke with my ex-partner that what about if we would open a salon, and then I just find those exceptional people that I love basically for myself, like hiring people that I would love to have treatment for myself. So I found a few people who worked as a facialist, beauticians. Then I went to the nail salon where I used to have my nails done, and I offered that girl to work with me. Yeah, I did that. That's very sneaky, honestly. I just kind of got her from other salon, and this is how I built up my team. So basically I used to hire people that I love them, that I feel that the services they do on me are great, and I just offer them a job. So this is how I started. So we opened a very small clinic. It was like 4 or 5 rooms and 3 nail bar stations, pedicure, manicure, waxing, facial. My sister joined me a few years after, or maybe a year after. She flew from Lithuania. She as well studied at the time to be a beautician, so she joined us very quickly after she got her degree. And this is how it started. So when we opened our first spot in Southeast London, me and my ex, I was working all the time, like with the clients, nothing really changed. I was like still hiring girls, like kind of trying to keep up the standards. And my ex was like doing all the paperwork, and he was doing all the phone, website marketing and stuff like that. So not gonna lie, like people absolutely adored me, and they just trust everything I say that it's good, because I was always like that. I was like always very transparent. We never had the services in our clinic that are shit, and I don't do that to myself, and I just offer that to people. We always had stuff that I have it done on myself, and then people can enjoy it at the same time. Because English clients, they called me Simone, so the name of the shop was Simone. And it is a very sensitive topic for me, because this is, I think people love success stories, and people love the stories of unsuccessful periods. So my one was success at one time, and it was bankruptcy 10 years after. We opened our shop, beauty salon, I think 2015, 16, and we lost it 2025. It's not we. Before the story continues, I'm gonna tell you that I was working in that salon, still managing personal life and business with my ex, and suddenly things starts to change. I don't think that it's very new, something for your ears to hear that. Usually it's not the best scenario to work with your partner, so we went different ways, but still we kept on working. And we kept on working until the COVID hit us, and it was a little bit of a tough time. I went back to Lithuania for a little break because we cannot work. And I met my husband who's my husband right now. And of course, then the drama started, and I wouldn't get into the details, but I was kind of forced to sell my business shares, and I did that. But after few months, we went into agreement that I will continue working on with the people I know and I have. And I was still like working in UK, still not a business owner, but then as a beautician, esthetician myself. And nothing changed. The name on the shop was still mine, a clinic Simone. And I was keep on working until things started to change. And after 2 years of working under this agreement with the same people that knew me for ages, the business started to fail. And because it was no longer my business, I cannot do anything about it. So my ex-partner, my ex-business partner, he just shut down the clinic. And it was some drama involved, but I'm not here for that. The only thing that hit me very, very hard, that for those all years, I was working with the same people. No matter I'm an owner, I'm an employee, I was a cleaner, I was sometimes the person who picks up the phone, who rebooks the clients. I was the person who comes to work if somebody is sick. I was assisting the doctors. We hired doctors, nurses who used to do injectables. At the time I wasn't doing injectables. I will get into that later. And when I lost that part, that I don't even have clinic, but now I don't have job, it hit me really hard because my ex-partner, he just closed everything down and we cannot access any clinical data. So even by today, I don't have any clinical data of my previous clients. I don't have them phones, them names, them emails, nothing. I cannot even reach out to them and tell them, hey, this happened. I was not an owner. That happens because that and that and that, and I'm now working in Chelsea. If you want, you can come to me. So imagine, for 10 years I was building a clientele. I was like a really honest with all those people, and I think like 80% of them, they don't even know where I am. I know social media is a big thing, and some of them sooner or later are gonna find out about me, and maybe some of them gonna decide to join me in a different area, and maybe I just need to move on and understand that this is life. But that was tough. Coming back to the story, how I ended up doing what I'm doing right now as a aesthetic nurse, medical nurse. I was always hiring people, and the most difficult part was to hire doctors and nurses, because if they get a lot of clients, they usually start to work on themselves. So they work for you for 6 months, they get the clientele, and they leave you. And that was a very, very common story in our business. So once we found a really great doctor who was not interested of leaving and he just wanted to work for us, he needed the assistant, so we started to hire him assistant, like, you know, like nurse assistant that helps him with the clients, helps him with anesthesia, helps him with, you know, calming down the patient, taking the blood and stuff like that. So what happened, that every single nurse that comes to assist him, she works for a while and she leaves, and that doctor has had like a way of working that he only works with assistant. So after work, or sometimes I just close my days, I started to assist him, and I started just to help him working with the patients. And he was like, you are so good with the blood and needles and having zero anxiety with that. You have to go study medicine right now until you don't have kids, until your head is completely like have this opportunity of learning and you're not overtired because of kids running around and stuff like that. So when he told me that, the first thing what I did, I applied for a nursing bachelor degree. So this is what I did. I finished nursing while I was still assisting him. So I was assisting doctor while I was a student. And I think that's a huge part why I am so skilled. I am not bragging, but I'm saying I am very skilled because I started to work before I finished my studies, because I was always assisting him. I saw his mistakes, I saw his successes, I saw his techniques, I saw what I would love to do for my patients in the future. I saw what I would hate to do for my patients in the future. So I think that was like a really big thing in my career in general. Just a quick break between the storyline, that I did some foundation application with gentle movement, and I can tell that nothing is wrong with the foundation. This is a Sea Shadow Skin Glow foundation that I showed you before that I got at the airport. But the problem is that I put so much skincare before that is kind of a night skincare that now is just peeling and not blending. What I would usually do in this situation, if I would go out, I would have to just wash my face completely and redo it on almost like a empty base. But since I'm not going like out, I'm just waiting for my friend, I'm not gonna set my makeup with any dry product. So I hope that this peeling gonna be less obvious. So let's continue. So I'm just like giving you a disclaimer why I am not like completely setting my makeup fully. So back to my story, guys, now you probably get an idea why it's so, for me, difficult to speak about that, because I have been I have been through everything, I would say, because even if we go back to my life before I finished my studies and lived in Lithuania and the family drama and stuff like that, I don't want to get into that. It was like I saw like good days, I saw difficult days, and I was always like prepared for like taking care of myself, working, understanding that nothing comes easy in life. And when I moved to London, for me it was like a huge opportunity to, you know, start working there, building a clientele, then opening my first clinic. And then even if it didn't went the way it was planned, if it didn't went like as we can mark successfully, I think it was a huge success for me. I think it was such a huge experience. But I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I feel ashamed. Sometimes I feel ashamed because I managed to open a beauty clinic when I was like 25 with my ex. I know it was a huge help. He was like a really smart and brave, and he saw the talent and he was like, let's do it. And I was like, sorry, and I was like, okay, let's do it. But we have managed to lose it when I was 35. I know that it wasn't my loss. I know that I didn't lose it because I sold the business like almost 2-3 years before the business went to the bankruptcy. But it still feels like a loss for me because I'm starting right now again in not a clinic. I'm starting in a beauty aesthetic room. I would call it room because I don't own the clinic. I just have a lease for a premises for beauty aesthetic room, and this is how I work. And a lot of people would think of it as a failure, and I'm not gonna lie, it was many days when I felt like a failure. But then now I think I am the most happy ever at the same time because I feel like I'm building something alone, you know? There is no longer a business partner. There is no longer a cleaner, a girl at the reception, a girl who does all my orders, a girl I'm the one who does that. And this first year when I moved to Chelsea from Southeast London was extremely hard, and I had to do and deal with a lot of things that I was like not really used to because for the past few years I was working for clinic and it was a stuff dealing with all of that. And right now I feel like I'm starting from like zero. And there is days when I feel like, oh my God, you're such a loser. But then there is days when my logic just comes back and kicks in and tell me that now this is a time when nobody can tell you that your partner opened you a clinic, because you wouldn't believe how many times, even from a very close friends, I heard that, oh, you're lucky because he helped you to open a clinic. But nobody would ever notice that I was working 7 days a week. It's not a normal relationship. Like if you're working 7 days a week, if you don't have holidays, if you don't do anything together, you just like work related and just count your money and thinking about investment. I think that in this part, relationship is lost, and every single normal human being, first of all, is happy when they have a steady, stable, beautiful relationships. And I think that wasn't fair that even my friends, like past friends, let that idea in and put it back into my head that, oh, you are lucky. I think nobody is lucky. And when I look at the people right now who are entrepreneurs, they're creating brands, they're creating ideas, they're creating stores, shops, you name it. I look at them not like, oh my God, they're lucky. I look at them, oh my God, this is a hard-working person. And I think this is what did I lack, because none of like those people who said you are lucky said that, oh my God, you work so hard. I'm so proud of you. And I think I needed to hear that. I'm not saying it wasn't people who didn't say that. It was a lot of friends who are still my friends who said like, Simona, you work so hard and this is you who did it. This shop is because he saw that you are capable of running it. You are capable of knowing what women needs, because he was working in a completely different field and he just stopped his job because he saw how successful I am and how much people love me and they trust me. And I'm not saying that I'm the better one in the situation, but I'm not saying that I'm the worst. So finally I moved on from that bit, and finally I can believe in myself that I can do business with a business partner, without a business partner, because I'm the business. I'm the one that can really can bring the ideas. I can win the people trust, because I just always look at every single woman as a best friend, and I never advise her something that it would be zero benefit, you know. So I feel finally like I'm capable to just bring my story, and that's my story in London. And it is a little bit a little bit difficult to tell this story to you guys, because when you look at me, you probably think that I am somebody who's like very confident with everything I do, but I'm not. And I always keep on trying and learning. And at the same time, I feel like I want to share this a little bit sensitive part of me, that you will know that it's not everything we see online. It is the way it is. Good morning, guys. I'm waiting by the coffee machine and waiting for my morning coffee, just to get fully awake and get all of the ideas what I'm doing today. So tomorrow we are leaving to Málaga again, and this time we're gonna be with a family from United States as well who are joining us. It's gonna be some family events that we're gonna have together, so we're gonna be in between both Málaga, Marbella, and I hope it's gonna be a very great time. I'm very excited because on Sunday it's my birthday, then we have a few other family events that I'm excited about, and I think it's nice sometimes to have them and to be off work with basically with a little push, because this time I was feeling, oh my god, I had so many travels past few months. I had work travels, I had friends occasions, I had like few times, like not few times, I had a time with my mom, and I was like, now I have to be fully back to work. And I don't know like where the hell this guilt of not working is coming from. We touched this topic with my therapist few times, but we didn't dig deeper enough, because I don't know, at the time maybe I didn't want it. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I feel a guilt when I'm not working, and I feel like maybe in the future I need to sort out this issue, because a human's life is not only about work, it's not only about making money, it's not only about making other people happy, it's about, first of all, creating a very nice relationship with your family, with your friends, having a true connections, and it's not about going to work. Let me just have a sip of water and let's continue. I have a pretty busy day today because I'm gonna be going to have my spray tan, which I'm very excited about. Then I'm gonna be going to have my eyebrows appointment. Usually I do a little eyebrow shaping, not like that true lamination, but the lady does for me an eyebrow shape and a little bit of the color. And then my eyebrows, they just stay nicer in shape for longer, and I have to do less makeup. This is why I do it. So she just does with a tweezer, and then she just shapes them nicely. I'm gonna have a spray tan because I don't know, my tan from the previous vacation is almost gone. I didn't really catch a true tan, and I love having a spray tan because since I will be wearing dresses, because it's gonna be a few occasions, weddings, but I have to attend parties, I love spray tan, and I hope it's gonna go good, because I don't know, with a spray tan I'm a little bit anxious, because sometimes it can look really, really good, and sometimes it can be, it's okay, you know, I will tell you later. And then I have a little meeting and I have to come back home to pack my bags, which is easy because it's gonna be basically light stuff like dresses and so we're gonna pack that together with you, and then we're about to leave, you know, we're gonna leave again together. So yesterday I had my nails done and I'm so happy with my nails. It's the same nail color that I always do, but she just did some pearl that she just put some glitter and then she just rubs it in and the nails look like pearls. So I wanted to do something special this time because I always wear the same color nails all the time. I just love that pinky beige. And I'm gonna watch Lisa Napoli vlog from Bali because I haven't watched it yet. My friend is about to come back from Bali. She's there. My best friend is in Bali and she's gonna bring me so much stuff. So I'm so excited to see Lisa's vlog and at the same time be excited what I gotta get from my friend. She just got me so many cute bikinis, dresses and stuff like that. I have never been to Bali. I never had the big attraction for Thailand, Bali, Asia, like Asia holiday styles, but since I went to Korea last year, it just changed. So maybe Bali is the next destination where I gonna go, maybe one day. And since spray tan is the risky thing to do when you're wearing something light, I just put out my probably one of the first aloe pieces that I have ever bought. That was back in, I think, 2021. And yeah, it's about 5 years for this, like since I bought it. And speaking of the quality, remember when I said that aloe used to have exceptional quality, exceptional. So that was the piece. I'm not saying that anything is wrong right now, but not everything is exceptional. I love this one. It's just my favorite tracksuit of all times. It's just so light. I have in another color, but I don't know where is that. It might be that. Oh, it's there. I thought that my sister already confiscated it, but no, it's still there. And I'm going for a spray tan, and later I'm gonna update you how did it went. I'm kind of excited to get some color on my body. By the way, I'm never doing a spray tan on my face, and I'm gonna explain you after why. Guys, a little sneak peek. How do I look with a tan? The tan makes it so much different. Yesterday, I just had opened this parcel from Mango with all the dresses that I'm taking to my trip, and I put this dress on yesterday, and I was about to send this dress back because I was like, it doesn't look good. I got my spray tan. I'm still marinating that spray tan on. I'm gonna wash it off in 5-6 hours, but just very carefully I put on this green dress and I feel like $1 million. I think the tan just changes everything. I'm just gonna show you a little bit, at least a bit of how my dress looks like. I had my eyebrows done. They are not laminated, they just shaped, and it's just the color. I love it. I never spray tan my face, as I said you before I left. It's just because I think my pores get clogged, and a lot of ladies are saying the same thing, even if they're using you know those drops to the cream. I tried multiple. I haven't find a brand that wouldn't clog my pores, and I really hate when around the nose you can see it. I just spend so much time to keep this clean skin, keeping it radiant and nice, and then just for a tan I don't want to risk it and have a dirty pores. So what do? I don't care honestly that my face is not matching my body, because anyways I gonna be having a darker shade of foundation. I usually have 2 shades, and for summertime I usually go 1 shade darker, so it wouldn't be completely matching my face. But I find that foundation that looks completely the same as your body ages us, so I always love to be more light on my face. It gives more radiance, and this is what I do. I use a lot of bronzers. Same thing about bronzers for summertime. I just have a bronzer that is in a darker shade, so I find this so easy for me. I don't care do I need to spray my face or not. A little bit of the spray tan catched my cheekbones, and she said that it's gonna be nice and giving me a little bit of the sculpt, which it did, and I can already tell. But for T-zone, it's strictly no, we're not spreading. And let's go. I'm gonna show you this mango dress and how different it looks on a, just, you didn't see me yesterday, but you're gonna see how good it looks on a brown body. That's a mango parcel that I just got exactly before my trip. A few little updates. These are just, everybody's asking me where are they from. Are they Saint Laurent? Are they Rossi? And they are mango. They are mango. They are, I think they are 30 or 40 pounds. I love them. They're so comfortable. If you're looking for something, you should definitely get these because they're just sexy and they go good with everything. And that's the dress. Look how different I look when I'm brown, when I'm golden.
just like myself again. I just instantly feel skinny, I feel glowy, I feel like the dress looks so flattering on me, and I love being tanned. I'm just gonna probably keep my tan for the rest of the summer, because we spoke with a lady who has a self-tan studio, and we spoke about that nowadays women are taking care of them skin a lot. They're doing a lot of injectables, lasers, chemical peels. They do a lot of good skincare at home. So what's the point of going and cooking your skin in the sun if you can have a spray tan? And a spray tan, I mean, you can have it professionally done, as I did today, because I'm going like for few events that I want to look like even. But even using a mousse at home, you can do that. And I believe that it's less damage than the actual sun is cooking your face. I know that as well at the self-tanning products, we can find the ingredients that are not the best for our skin. Do your homework. Maybe at one time I'm gonna make a video about it. Maybe I will dig deeper and give you that information on a plate. But for now, I think that definitely it's very, very important to protect your skin if you're doing a lot of injectables, lasers, chemical peels, good skincare. So then, it just loses the point if you don't do this part. And the dress is from Mango as well. It's a very cute dress. I think it's a dress that I'm gonna be wearing, to the dinners or like just going to the city. I just got many dresses from Mango, and honestly, first time, all of them are really, really nice. And I'm gonna show you on my trip, but this is something that I probably gonna be wearing a lot this summer. I love how easy is this dress, and I love the green color, by the way. Some serious packing situation is going on out here, and as I mentioned you many times before, every single time I am traveling, I usually love to pack in my suitcase more valuable things that I'm gonna take to the cabin. And then the rest that, let's say, it's not feel so hurtful to lose. Everything feels hurtful to lose. But I just like those things that I will 100% gonna need it on the first 2 days. I always pack in my hand suitcase that I'm taking together into the cabin. And the rest I usually put into a check-in luggage. I always have the air tags in. So one of the travel hacks that helped me many times not to lose the luggage and to understand where is my luggage, I just put these air tags everywhere. Like I just hide them everywhere, and just to make sure that it's many of them there, just to make sure that my luggage not gonna get lost or somebody doesn't take my luggage. It happens a few times because those Samsonite luggages are very popular in Europe, and a lot of people have them, and a few times happened that somebody just took my luggage and they were about to leave the airport, and I just approached the person and I said, I think you mixed the luggage. And the person mixed the luggage because our luggages look exactly the same. I put a lot of stickers on my luggage as well, that helps, but the tracking, you see how your luggage is moving as well, helps a lot. Right now, a little girly chit chat. I feel like I have opened up in this video quite a lot. I don't know, was it very interested only to listen? These vlogs are for me a very new thing because we just started last year, July. So it's not even a year that I'm doing these vlogs. And I think we started last year Zinc Skin account on Instagram, and very soon we have moved as well to YouTube. So we have Instagram, YouTube, TikTok channels. As I said before, for me, like speaking out, like without any push of the algorithm is much easier because I just can't really fit myself into the seconds and just fit all the story and all the feelings
and all the things that is going on. So I find this YouTube a very nice platform. I don't know how many of you follow me because you just clicked with a personality, and how many of you are following me because of the tips or a girly stuff that I share. And I really appreciate if you would leave in a comment, if you can, what is so catchy about me or about this channel that you just give your time to me and you watch me. I really, really value, because a lot of information around the world, a lot of interesting people around the world, and you are sitting here with me. So I value a lot your time, I value your opinions, I value your comments. Even sometimes if they are not flattering me, I would accept them, and I would be very grateful if you give me some insights, maybe something that I can bring out. These all advices, they really help me to understand as well what people are looking for. I'm doing this honestly as a pure hobby, and I have been always a person who is a very social person when it comes to, you know, sharing, giving, I don't know, tips, hacks, beauty hacks. I was like that from day one. When I find my first best friend, I was like that. When I find a second friend, third friend, friends, girlfriends, they love me because I'm quite honest with them. I honestly, touch my heart, never had like a jealousy issues for other girls. Like, I feel good surrounded by girls. I feel good surrounded by beautiful women. I feel good surrounded by smart women, smarter than me, more successful than me. It inspires me. I actually think that it's way better to be surrounded by better people than people who can, I don't know, feel like, oh, we're at the same boat. It's nothing bad about it. But I think being surrounded by successful people or better people, or at the time, like doing better people, at the same time helps you to grow, and at the same time helps you to understand, is it something that you are looking for in your life? Is it something that you would like to be? And I think it's very, very nice. So jealousy was never my issue. But to be honest, I'm gonna unlock your secret that I have been surrounded with a lot of female jealousy. And I think that started back in school, because my family situation was, it was, you know, like everywhere. We had some issues, family issues, like it wasn't always perfect, you know, and I don't want to speak about those issues, like I wasn't like, you know, abused or something, nothing like that, but it was a lot of like things that maybe kids, they don't need to deal with when they are kids, and I was dealing with the stuff, and I was like understanding way more than a normal 10-year-old or 15-year-old should know. I'm speaking about that gap. So my childhood wasn't easy, and at the school I had I went to like a semi-private school at the time. It wasn't like a private as you probably imagine, but it was like a very like good school, and it was like difficult to get into that school. It was known that a lot of like wealthy people, kids go there, or you have to be a very talented kid, or you have to know somebody. So I don't know which one I was. Definitely not a crazy wealthy. And a lot of my classmates were like kind of like kids from good families, and families who are doing good with them finances. So I had a very beautiful, nice, friendly people around me, friendly kids. But I had like one bully in the class who at a very early age reminded me that, oh, your dad have some issues and you cannot like, you know, sit with us, or you cannot do that and that. I remember her saying like, you cannot wear this because your family is da 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 da. And she was like bullying me for like, if I buy something, I don't know, similar or same as she owns, like you cannot have it because, you know. So she probably was my first time when I was like facing female bullying, and it was like a lot. interestingly, that person right now is not really dealing good with her own life, and like our lives just went completely different paths. And I think right now she would love to have a friend like me, but she will never. So that was the first time when I experienced some, like, you know, harsh female relationship. And at the time I was like, you know, trying to fit in. Honestly, I was like trying to fit in. I was trying to fit in between the popular kids, between the nerds, between the nice kids, sporty kids. And I'm a Gemini, as I mentioned many times before. I can be friends even with the enemies, honestly. I have this skill. I don't know where does it came from, but I have it. So moving into my uni life, when I started to study like public relationships and politics, I met two of my best friends that are my best friends now, Odetta and Gentare. They are both like very different, but they all, like, both of them are really, really close friends of mine, and I absolutely love them. I made one friend from school, Veronica, that she just stuck with me for life as well. She came from the same school where I experienced a little bit of bullying. So basically my closest friends, girlfriends, they are the ones that are like for years with me and around me. And like, they are the friends and the females that always, they put me up, they never put me down. So I think that even if I experience some bullying in the early days of school, later on I think I made a group of friends who just protected me. When it came to career, I had few situations as well. In uni, no, but when I started to work, I experienced some, again, not like, I would say a little bit of bullying and mobbing, because I'm a nurse, from doctors who were trying to tell me that I shouldn't do what I do, or I should keep my work quiet and don't even raise my opinion because I'm a nurse. And always it comes from the female doctors. I never ever experienced any bullying from a male doctors or males. And I just kind of think that is something that females have. And because probably I experienced that, I feel like I want to be a completely different female. And I get a lot of compliments that people, especially women, because women spend the most time with me at my beauty room. Even if I work with the males, I don't do so many males. I do like 70% females and 30% males. It used to be 50-50, but now it's just like more females than females. And they always tell me that they feel really like relaxed with me, that they feel like they have a best friend. And sometimes they say, sorry, but I'm sorry, Simona, but I'm texting you so much, but I just feel like you can really tell me that looks good on me. Do I need that? What should I do? Sometimes they open up about them relationships, about them kids, about them health, about them hormones, about how they feel. And I feel like I just have this skill of, like, you know, being a girl's girl, because maybe because at a very early age I was a little bit bullied and showed that not every single girl is there for you, and not every single girl gonna tell you like, you shouldn't put this dress, you should put that dress, or she would I don't know, empower you to I don't know, to put that dress actually. And I feel like this skill helped me a lot at my career. And I think that this vlog for you gonna probably show more about my personality. I hope it's gonna be not too boring to watch, because these talks are pretty long. But to close this monologue that I just did, I want to show you a little unboxing, and with these unboxings I have to be careful, because I will tell you why. Sometimes unboxings the goods, and especially expensive goods, can be a little bit of the trigger warning for some people who, let's say, they cannot afford right now the same stuff. And guys, hear me out. For like probably 30 years of my life, I couldn't afford like nothing like that. And it's not about that, oh, finally I can afford it, so I will get anything and then I will brag. No, I'm very like cautious about what I'm buying, why I'm buying, and still at the same time, I think that comes from a childhood trauma of not being able to have certain things. We have to be just very transparent and open, because I see a lot of people from a very wealthy families, or like wealthy enough, and they had like, you know, they traveled, they seen things, they never had the issues of, you know, mom or dad buying them new shoes, or they waiting until they get something. I had the situations in life when me and my sister, we were sharing the same shoes, because we, like, at the time our dad just passed away, and my mom had so much pressure on her shoulders, like financial pressure. She had 2 girls, one was 15, me, my sister 11, and at the time me and my sister, we were the same size of the shoe. And we were sharing the winter boots, because like something happened to my boots and we cannot buy a same pair in that month, so we had to share the boots for 1 month, you know. And it's nothing, you know, shameful about it, and it's nothing that we should cry about it. It's just life. A lot of people went through a different life, and when you look at somebody, let's say like me, and I sometimes, you know, like show, oh my god, that's the Chanel shoes. Believe me, I'm not like a material goods person, but it's just still probably that kid inside me that feels, you know, proud or grateful that I can afford that stuff, that I can buy that stuff, that I can, I don't know, be happy about that stuff. But deep down, I understand that all of the goods, all of designer clothes, everything, in the end of the day, they don't have like a really, really deep meaning. It's just the stuff that it's eye-pleasing. Marketing played a role. We have to understand that marketing is playing a lot of roles around us in the social media. We see people wearing it, and sometimes that desire comes, and sometimes that desire wins over me, and sometimes I buy that beautiful stuff. But let's say, if you cannot have it at a time, believe me that it doesn't really bring a lot of true value to your life. But like, if you feel that you want to touch those pieces, you want to experience that time in your life when you can go to the store, buy that beautiful bag, buy the designer bag, work for it. And it's nothing wrong about it to have a dream. It's nothing wrong about working extra hours, save some money, spend it on a stupid bag. It's just life, you know. And let's be less judgy when we see people, you know, showing what they got, because we don't know from what kind of perspective it comes and brings them joy. It brings to me joy because it was a time when I cannot even dream about it. And right now, when I work, when I can buy stuff, sometimes it makes me a little bit happier, but I understand that the most important part in my life is understanding that these goods, they just things, you know. They don't make me better than you, so they don't make you better than me. We just, like, you know, we are just human, and we are, like, I don't know, a little bit sometimes silly at the end of the day to think that buying something just boosts our life. Maybe it boosts for a second. So speaking of things, today I'm gonna show you what kind of little, I cannot even say that word, little, it's a big gift for myself, for working, for achieving, for, I don't know, dreaming, for sometimes thinking outside the box. This is a present from me to me, and I will show you what did I got. I already have this piece, so I just got something similar. So speaking of goods, This is a Loro Piana bag, as you can see. And in this Loro Piana bag, I hope it's not a sneakers again, because you will think that I'm a lunatic, because I showed you in the previous vlogs all my sneakers collection. That looks similar to the sneakers box, but it's not a sneakers. And guess what is that? This is my most worn thing ever. And I got this thing 2 years ago. And right now I'm getting this thing again because I just feel like I needed an extra color. So guess what is that? I'm very bad at unboxings. I just want to take that stuff out and just show you. This is obviously a Loro Piana bag. This is a vanity bag, and I know that a lot of people would think like, why the hell you buy a cosmetic bag and wear it on yourself? But believe me guys, this is my most worn bag ever. When it comes to designer bags, I think from all of them, this is probably this is, you see, the unboxings are not going great with me. This is probably the least expensive. It is expensive, but it's not expensive as all of the bags like that you can right now dream of, like Chanel or others. This is a Loro Piana L19. This is a very small bag, and it has a long strap that it goes crossbody. I love crossbody bags. There's something about me that I feel with them the most comfortable. That's a long strap, and that comes with the silver hardware, which is like very interesting because for like more than half of my life I was like all about the gold, and then suddenly I started to not liking it, and I really wanted this in silver. And this is, I think, a calf skin. It wears very, very soft and easy. And this bag is around 2,400 pounds, which is a lot of money, guys. It's a lot of money. But when I counted how many times I wore my previous bag, which is like, it's like a creamy white, and it got little dirt on it because, stupid me, I was wearing that bag with the blue dress and it stained from the dress. So it took so much time to clean that bag because the cleaning service was so expensive that I was like, I'm not gonna pay half amount how the bag costs just to clean the bag. So I like did all my research and skill and clean the bag. So with this one I'm gonna be a little bit more careful, and I'm gonna wear it only when I really know what I'm wearing and that is not staining my bag. So that's a little gift for myself, from myself, just to, you know, remind myself that I work my ass off, I deserve it, I can have it. That bitch from school who told me that I can't. These childhood traumas, they're horrible. You know, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I don't know, is it even funny? Maybe it's just funny for traumatic people, but you know that I have mentioned my EFT therapist many times, that I do some EFT therapy with her. It's like, I believe in that because it's like, first of all, it's neuroscience, and it just helps me to lose some limited beliefs. And we spoke with her that she said that she works with a lot of people from US, from Germany, and around the world. And she said the most successful people that she has as her clients are the most traumatic. And she said some of them, they don't want to lose certain traumas because it keeps them going. So I was like, that is me. Because there is certain traumas, like even that, you know, somebody is like one day told you that you cannot have something, and then it just like an extra power that I'm gonna fucking show you that I can. So this is like probably my type of trauma. Probably this is me proving her like, look at me now. But I know that it's stupid, I know that I shouldn't, and I know that it's not something to be proud of, but I think deep down all of us collected through life a lot of different things that affected the way we see things, the way we achieve things. I grew up wanting to be successful. I grew up wanting to provide my mom. I grew up wanting to help my sister. I grew up wanting to be successful in a way that I can help other people. It's not about that I dream about, oh my God, I'm gonna drive that fancy car, I'm gonna have that villa, I'm gonna just drink pina coladas or champagne all day and just doing nothing. I think that money can give you a lot of freedom. We can definitely agree on that. I was just reading a book, I was reading a book like years ago, a Morgan Housel book about psychology of money, and I think that book really unlocks the secret of money, that money can give you time. It can buy you time, honestly. You make more money, you definitely can spend more time with your family. If you have like less hours of working, if you have some side business, if you can make good living out of it, you can definitely win time. We are not speaking of situations when you just lock yourself at work and you just work as that mouse, you know, in that real little spinning thing. But definitely, if you make a good investment, if you make a good savings, maybe you can finish your career sooner. Maybe you can finish your job a little bit earlier and you can go home, spend some quality time with your family. Maybe you can take all your family to vacations. I actually have like one example in a family. Like, we have a person who's like wealthy enough and he takes all of the family members to vacations. And I find it so beautiful. I look at him and I'm thinking, like, you can buy like fanciest stuff to yourself and forget everybody, and you take all your friends to vacation just to have time with them. So this is for me like what is so beautiful about people who are, let's say, wealthy, and they don't forget where they're from, and at the same time they share that love with the people they love. And this is, I think, my view about wealth, about money, about spending, about this stupid stuff. And then, guys, I'm gonna go finish my packing, and then I'm gonna update you later about the situation. But this time, I got so many dresses, and I said to myself, you have a beautiful body, you are feminine, you have curves, you're gonna wear a dress, you're not gonna hide that stuff anymore. So I got myself so many cute dresses, summer dresses, because I always wear something, you know, jeans, baggy shirt, whatever. And I was like, no, not this time. So it's gonna be a fashion show for you when I'm gonna be in Malaga, and I'm gonna try to share as much outfits, maybe that encourage you as well, wear more dresses. And yeah, guys, see you very, very soon. Good morning, guys, from sunny Malaga. I am already finishing my morning walk and going to enjoy the sun a little bit. A lot of activities gonna be on this trip, since we have a lot of different events. But overall, my goal in this trip is to stay fit. So no matter what I do I do mat Pilates, do I do morning walks, do I do some stretch? So wish me luck to keep myself active. See you. A day is kind of active, honestly. My family from US just landed this morning, and we feel like we need to help them to fight the jet lag. So I put my sportswear again, and we're gonna go on another workout. I did my one in the morning, but I'm just joining for a second one, and we're gonna fight the jet lag together with them. And later I'm gonna come just to unpack all the goodies that I have. Just done a really great unpacking, so all of my supplements, SPFs are there. Then we have all of my routine, which is this time a very basic. It's a lot of sheet masks, as always, like you know me. I cannot live without one. We have just 2 perfumes, which is very surprisingly for me. I love to take way more when I go to the trips. And we just have a basic products that I think it's gonna be needed. This is my new under eye moisturizer. This is a new SPF that I'm trying that I've shown you before. This is from Summer Fridays, and this is a mineral sunscreen. This is from Avene. That's a very nice exfoliating cleanser. We have Medicube gel that I usually use when I do my deep puff routine. Tatcha is Sicily Black Rose Mask, you already know. Something new from Medicaid, which is like Hydra B5 serum, and a body butter. And we have some lip cream, some glitter if we put some makeup. And I am so ready for a shower. I just feel so exhausted after all day. It was a lot of workout. It was a lot of walking, sun, but it just feels great. Good morning, guys. We are going to have a workout. We're gonna do my Melania method that I'm doing at home at the moment for a home Pilates. A friend of mine who just recently visited me in London, she said, like, we always speak about being swollen after flights and like sharing the same issues, and she said, start home Pilates. You don't need reformer only to see the results. I do it for a week. I can already see how everything is shrinking, and I am doing my Pilates only for a week, and I already can see how much impact it does for a swelling. I think because of the deep breath work, Pilates just moves the lymphatic system. At the moment, I am reading a lot about lymphatic system, and I'm reading a book of lymph, and it says, like, in a very simple words to understand, like, your body has a heart to pump the blood. Your lymphatic system doesn't have a heart that pumps the lymphatic system. So lymphatic system is very much dependent on a muscle movement and a lot of deep, tiny muscle fibers movement. So when you go to the gym, which I usually do, I do it for like, I don't know how many years. I started to go to the gym when I was 16, and on and off I go. And for past 2 years I was consistent, and still the swelling was there. And a lot of women saying that even sometimes after crazy workout they get some after gym puffiness, which I was like, I cannot believe, but it kind of makes sense because it can be a little inflammation. So when it comes to Pilates, Pilates just kind of works with the breath work. It works with a very small, tiny muscle fibers, because the first few days I was having like a pain in the middle of my chest, and I was like, what is this pain? I never even had it. And it makes it a really, really like hidden muscles to work together as a team, and I can definitely tell the morning swelling is better. I know that I haven't lost weight, but I think I have lost a water weight. I am a little bit more precautious what I'm eating. But on this holiday, not gonna lie, I had 2 glasses of champagne on the first day we arrived. Yesterday I had a glass of red wine with the food, but I'm not going cuckoo. I'm trying to be like balanced, and I'm thinking like, what if, we spoke with my friend, not what if, but if we will wake up every single morning and give ourselves 30 minutes of routine, 45 in total with all of that stretching and so, how would we feel? How would we look? So right now, every single morning, no matter where I am, I'm starting with my morning Pilates. And if I have extra time, then I add up some steps. Yesterday, everything worked wonders. It's not gonna be like that every single day, because I'm gonna have to go back to reality, and I'm gonna have to go back to my work schedule. So we will see. But the Pilates, 30 minutes, to find that 30 minutes every single morning. Let's say if you used to scroll in the morning, try to skip that and use that time for that. If you used to, I don't know, just sit, watch news, read book maybe to consider, maybe having both, but maybe you just lay down in the bed until you woke up
which I usually used to do, that I ask the coffee for my husband to bring it to our room, and then I drink my coffee very slowly and watch some YouTube vlogs and getting inspired by, I don't know, filming something or buying something. So now my routine is a little bit changing. You see, you are with me for a while already, and you're probably trying to get to know me because I am a Gemini woman. I am very, very much inconsistent, but sometimes I have zero shame to change my routines. One summer I did 6 months no alcohol. Then I did matcha only for 2 years. Then I did a full comeback with a coffee, and I don't give a single thing to tell the world that I'm back to the coffee. So I think the beauty in it of being Gemini woman is that we want to try things in life, and we don't care that we shout it out loud that we don't do that anymore, because we are back to it. So even if a week after I was like laying on the sofa and I was like, I'm not gonna get into that gym shape and the summer community, now I feel like I am getting there and I want to be there, and I'm gonna do the way I feel. So I'm gonna finish the coffee. I'm gonna go get my workout because it's gonna be never-ending story with me, you know. We are ready to hit this gym. Do you need any proof that workout was good? Whew, it was beyond. I'm going to get ready and gonna go have some fun time with girls. This is my look. This is one of those days when I'm very happy with what I'm wearing. I think I kind of understood the assignment of mermaids, and this look gonna be linked in a description box. The bag is from Mango, dress is from Mango, the shoes that I were talking about as well are from Mango. Simona from London/Lithuania. Honestly, even the earrings are from Mango. How would you rate this look? Let me know in the comments. And if there is anything that we forgot to mention, just drop us a comment, and we will want to give you all the information about. I love the earrings. I think it just gives such a nice Spanish vibe. I think I'm late. I'm gonna go to do a few pictures and I'm leaving. Kisses. Good morning, guys. Officially, I'm saying good morning from my own birthday day, 31st of May, which is happening today. And I am very grateful for having such a supportive people around me who decided that we have to continue this vlog until today, and we're gonna work really quick to edit that, and then in the end that you can still see this vlog on the same day. So my morning started with a regular basics, you know, my coffee. I just got a beautiful roses from my husband, and the flowers is just something so special about the flowers that they just boost your mood, they make you happy, and it's just probably something that we got from the nature that we have to enjoy and gift to each other if we have a special occasions or even not. So by closing this vlog, I want to say that it's probably going to be a very long one, and the ones who watch it until the end, I feel that you kind of got to know me in a way, like a bit more like my true friend who went through life and my life story with me. I know that a lot of people are sharing them stories online, but I just always find the special bond with the people I follow or I know if they give a little bit truth about themselves, because social media became so overwhelming past few years, and I was like thinking, will it ever last? It was such a nice start, but then it started to really occupy our real lives, and I think that if we give some true wisdom, some truth conversations, and some real human beings who are sharing them stories around the world, sharing them journeys, sharing what they're doing, and they giving some knowledge to people out there who are watching, maybe the social media will last. But with all of this fast moving AI and everything being so polished, edited, filtered, and perfect, I don't think that us as the humans, we will keep the interest for long if it's only gonna be that way. So myself, like, I'm trying to be as real as possible. Like, you know me now, like, I can come up without makeup, I can come up in a very low mood, I can come up in a very like happy mood, I can come up sad to you, I can come up like a very, sensitive. And this vlog was sensitive for me, telling the story about my life, how I'm starting over. And I was thinking to even naming the video like as a success story and a bankruptcy story, because that's my story. I made the business when I was 25. I lost it when I was 35. I'm redoing it again. Sometimes I feel like I'm stupid. Sometimes I feel like I'm alone again. And in a way, it's my story that I want to be shared. And I want you to know that everything that you see is not perfect. So on my birthday day, I'm gonna wish you guys to find as well around yourself a true friend who can like guide you through all of the things that you're gonna experience in life, who's gonna give you a support and advice. I have a lot of friends like that. Now I feel like I am gaining a really beautiful community of people around me, which is you, and you're leaving sometimes a beautiful messages to me, comments. And what is so surprising, that people around the world, like from the countries where I wouldn't even believe that they're watching me, you watch me. So I am very thankful for that. And I truly believe that all of this journey that I'm starting over definitely gonna be a very nice one. It's gonna give a lot of deep connections. I believe that just spreading the message, a right message around the world, always can touch a right hearts. And I think that we should try definitely to bring that real social media back with natural human connection. Me and my team, we're trying to always keep it raw. Like, we can make it like I can make an AI text and I can be so perfect in front of the camera, because I love camera myself. I love to be filmed. I love to take pictures of myself. I love that somebody else is taking pictures of myself, and I have a professional photographers working with me, and they can make this like it would look like a movie, because they are capable of everything. And we chose to be raw. We chose to be this way. We chose to be in a not always a perfect angle. We chose to be sometimes that I messed up the words because my language, my English language, is not my first language. I decided not to use any scripts. I decided just to be myself. I decided sometimes to be like ADD, jumping from one topic to another topic. And I decided to show me to you, and maybe you will start believing that a real story exist in this world. And myself, I am a big supporter to every single brand that is creating from the scratch, that is creating from the story, that is creating from a big dream, even a delusional dream. Even I have delusional dreams. I don't want to start to talk about that today, because I don't want to get, overwhelmed and giving this too much information in this one long vlog. But I want to thank you guys being here with me, supporting me, and hearing out my story. And now, if you stay with me, it means a lot. It means that I'm going the right direction, and it means that I have a lot of support, and I have a lot of people around me, who know my heart at least a little bit, and they love me for that, and they support me. So I'm gonna finish my coffee, and we're gonna finish this vlog. It was a little bit sentimental, it was a little bit deep, and I hope you like this type of vlog. And the next one, we're gonna go continue the same as we always do. How the life gets, how the vlog goes. So thank you for being with me. Thank you for leaving your beautiful messages, your comments. Love you and see you guys in the next vlog. As always, Sunday, we don't skip that, at least for now. Wish us health. If my team and I will be always healthy, we're always gonna be on time. Cheers. With coffee now, with champagne later.